Feast Week, presented by Lowe's, continues on ESPN2. This is the Shriners Children's Charleston Classic from TD Arena in downtown Charleston. On tap, the West Virginia Mountaineers of the Big 12 tip it up against the Elon Phoenix out of the Colonial. 3 spots in the semifinals already sewn up. St. Bonaventure, Clemson, and Marquette all moving on to the championship side of the bracket. And now, Bob Huggins looks to keep his Mountaineers undefeated and in the process continue his climb up the chart of all-time winningest college basketball coaches. Currently tied with Bob Knight, and with a win tonight, it's number 903 for Huggs, which would tie him for 4th all-time with Roy Williams. And with that as the backdrop, we welcome you inside the 4th and final quarterfinal of the Charleston Classic. Alongside Debbie Antonelli, I'm Rich Hollenberg. And Debbie, Bob Huggins is going to keep at this coaching thing as long as he's still having fun, and it looks like he's still having fun with this team. They're undefeated.
One of the most respected and revered coaches in the profession. He already has a Hall of Fame resume. He is a fan favorite as well, and he brings the fight every night to his team. I can't imagine not enjoying conversation with him. I know you and I had a good chat with him yesterday. He's
every time, all the time.
Full of hoops and lots of other things.
On the Elon side of things, if they're going to pull off this epic upset, it's going to come because Hunter McIntosh was an absolute star tonight.
Look, Elon has got to make a bunch of threes, and they've got to take care of the basketball, and Hunter McIntosh has to be their leader. He will dominate the ball. He's got to make sure he makes good decisions, and if they can make some triples, they can be in this game.
Officials tonight: Ron Groover, Terry Oglesby, John Hampton. We're underway. Hunter McIntosh, 0 in maroon, controls the opening tip. Here's Buford. And already you see West Virginia with that suffocating defense.
I mean, look at Johnson.
And that's an offensive foul, a little bit of an arm bar from Hunter McIntosh.
That is called setting the tone in the first possession.
West Virginia's starting 5, the same as it's been in their first 2 games. They defeated Oakland and Pitt in those 2 games. And they've been out-rebounded in every game this season so far, including an exhibition against Akron.
I mean, minus 15 on the glass.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a number like that out of Bob Huggins' teams.
In the corner, Kedrian Johnson for 3. Johnson's first in the nation in steals, and he gets his first 3 of the night, averaging just 3 a game so far. Elon's starting 5, every one of these starting 5 averages in double figures. Mike Schraggy's going to need that and a whole lot more if they want to win tonight.
Well, you've got to be strong with the basketball. You've got to cut hard. You've got to pivot low. You've got to play the hips and shoulders game against this overplaying, aggressive, long, and athletic defense of West Virginia.
There's Mike Schraggy in his 3rd season at Elon, and Hunter McIntosh on cue ties it up with a triple. Preseason first team All Colonial Athletic Conference for Hunter McIntosh. Jalen Bridges, 11 in old gold. Here's McNeil, 3-point specialist from inside the arc, knocks down a 2.
Sean McNeil, their best 3-point shooter, has more to his game than just beyond the arc.
This is a little bit of a different West Virginia team, relying more on the 3-point shot and offense than necessarily forcing turnovers and getting points off those turnovers.
Well, they're not going to have necessarily a lot of back-to-the-basket play, but they're going to be able to get points in the paint off the bounce. And then do this, turn you over on their defense.
Kedrian Johnson, just 2 minutes into the game, already has his first steal of the game, and he'll go to the line and shoot a pair.
Here's a number for you, Rich. Elon has only turned the ball over 31 times coming into this game. West Virginia turned Pitt over 32 times in the last game that they played. That's how important taking care of the ball is, because you do not have the team speed to catch up with West Virginia on a live ball turnover.
And the news gets tougher for Mike Schraggy. His superstar, Hunter McIntosh, already with 2 fouls 2 minutes into the game. And so now McIntosh takes a seat on the bench. Interesting to see how long that seat lasts. But the good news is number 13 is in the game for the first time. That's Gerald Gillen's Butler, who was arguably their best player last year when 3 games in, popped his Achilles and missed the rest of the season.
Yeah, he played in the first game against Florida, and Coach Stragi told us yesterday he's not so sure he wanted him to play, but Gerald insisted on playing, and he insists on playing today. And that's why, right there.
Nice. Elon answers back. Michael Graham averaging a double-double, has his first 2 of the night.
It's what you call putting the defender in jail. That's exactly what Gillen's Butler did up the floor.
Here's Taz Sherman, leading scorer, and he's got his first 2 and a chance at 3.
Part of the versatility of West Virginia is their ability to invert their guards to the block. And look at this, what I'm talking about being in jail right here. He never lets Taz Sherman catch up and get in front of him and cut him off. Gillen's Butler doing a nice job in this game without a sweat making a play.
Coach Stragi calls him a Swiss Army knife. He could do a little bit of everything. Gerald Gillen's Butler. They would love a good 20 to 25 minutes out of him tonight. An early 10-5 lead, 2.5 minutes into this quarterfinal contest.
West Virginia defensively always closing down the space. They never let you get any room to work. When you escape dribble, they close that space back down again.
Terrific effort by Michael Graham. He's slow to get up, and West Virginia beating him down the floor. Here's Jalen Bridges, and he stays hot from 3. Had 4 of them against Pitt in their last game, and he's got his first one tonight, their largest lead now. Kedrian Johnson lost his assignment, and a foul is called as well.
Ball fakes, basket cuts, scoring cuts, all are going to be important. Backdoor plays. This is exactly what it is. Look, Cottrell on the ball, or excuse me, Sherman on the ball, and Cottrell gets beat backdoor.
So 2 zeros are the point guards. Hunter McIntosh for Elon, Kedrian Johnson for Bob Huggins and the Mountaineers. Both zeros point guards, saddled with 2 early fouls, have to go to the bench. Here's Darius Buford, can't complete the 3-point play. So now Malik Curry, a transfer from Old Dominion, running the show for Huggy Bear. And Gabe Osaboyan, maybe the epitome of a Mountaineer man for this team. Number 3 in Old Gold checking in as well.
A player in Osaboyan who can make plays without running a play for him. He doesn't need the ball to be an impact player.
And another super senior, that's number 5. Damon Kerrigan checks in, and Taz Sherman off the feed from Kerrigan with the triple. A 9-2 West Virginia run stakes them to a 16-7 early lead.
And looking at Sherman close up that space. A switch on the high ball screen.
That foul is going to go on number 5 for West Virginia, Damon Kerrigan. When we come back, we'll talk more about Huggy Bear climbing the ranks of the all-time best. Well, Bob Huggins is in his 15th season at his alma mater, West Virginia. Started his coaching career at Walsh College. Moved on to Cincinnati, where he won 399 games, 1 season at Kansas State, before returning home to Morgantown, where he's amassed 312 wins, one of only 2 coaches in college basketball history with 300 or more wins at 2 schools, Roy Williams being the other. And with a win tonight, he ties Roy Williams for 4th all time. Here's what West Virginia Hoops Twitter had to show after he won number 902 in the backyard brawl against Pittsburgh, when he tied Bob Knight with 902. career victories.
I enjoy talking to him so much. It's not just all about hoops. He was telling us yesterday how tough it is to get his team to rebound, what an emphasis he's made on, we know defensively how good they've always been. He really shudders the limelight. He doesn't like to discuss the numbers that he's approaching or where his legacy and place is.
Buford for 3. 5 points for Darius Buford.
A lot of teams will talk about situational offense coming out of a timeout, and I know Coach Huggins talks about situational defense, and he can't be pleased with them giving up a 3 off that timeout.
McNeil in the corner, short on the 3 ball. And here comes Buford surveying. Pulling up and hitting, and Darius Buford's off to a good start with 7. 6-foot sophomore out of Bolingbrook, Illinois. Brings the Elon Phoenix to within 4. 5 minutes gone by in the first half. Sherman. And the freshman Sam Sherry, number 4 in maroon, with the rebound. Now paying a little closer attention to number 12, Darius Buford, and he dribbles it off his leg and out of bounds.
The guards for Elon are quick, they're athletic, they've got a pretty good handle. But the length of West Virginia can take your vision away, make you over dribble.
Saboyan called for the offensive foul.
And you know what? In Bob Huggins' world, I got to believe that's okay, because he's the most aggressive guy every time he steps on the floor. Plus, a dead ball allows him to set their full court pressure.
And Saboyan is at the head of that press. Torrance Watson, number 5, triggers the inbounds for Mike Schrage. Here comes Buford, gives it up to the freshman Sherry, who has it blocked by Kerrigan, and that's Kerrigan's specialty. And Taz Sherman continues to fill it up. Sherman's got 8. The lead is now 6 for the Mountaineers. Watson in and out. The rebound to Saboyan.
Look, Saboyan can do this right here. Get it off the glass and get them in their transition game. And then Curry turns it over.
Taken away by Elon.
Got to reverse it.
Sherry from the high post. Hunter Woods with the left-handed 3.
Wow, what a great job by Elon to come out here and make this a one-possession game.
An 8-2 run by the Phoenix. And they're hanging around in the early moments. Tough pull-up 2. In and out for Taz Sherman. Nice look ahead, but a little too long, overthrew Sam Sherry. Well, South Carolina, a college basketball hotbed this week, Deb, not only here in Charleston, but also in Myrtle Beach. New Mexico State advanced over Davidson. Utah State needed 2 overtimes to get past Penn. Oklahoma advanced over East Carolina, and Indiana State Old Dominion in action right now.
Porter Moser at Oklahoma in his first year, taking over for Lon Kruger, who retired.
6 of the 10 coaches in the Big 12 have a Final Four to their name.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Porter Moser being one of them. 10 on the shot clock. Sherman squeezes it inside to Osaboyan, and he somehow gets it to go.
That is what you call a double bury at the rim. 2 feet in the paint. Watch Osaboyan mouse in the house, throw it in there. That's how strong he is, even with Burford hanging on him.
That's the second foul on Darius Burford. See how Mike Schrage handles that with Hunter McIntosh already saddled with 2.
Yeah, you got to hang in there if you're Elon and think about 1 or 2 possessions without McIntosh on the floor. I think if the lead grows to 8 or 10 points, I think you got to consider putting him back in.
And that's gravy from Gabe Osaboyan. He averages 3 a game. Now he has 3 tonight. He makes his presence felt with rebounds, deflections, and charges taken.
Well, he led the team in those categories last year, and I would anticipate him leading the team this year as well. He knows his role, and he plays it well. He's a star in his role.
Deb, he had 9 deflections in the Pitt game alone last Friday in Morgantown.
I think you would have got a deflection in that game, Rich.
8 minutes gone by, 10 on the shot clock. Here's Torrance Watson. Kicks it out. Woods. Another 3 from Hunter Woods.
And West Virginia makes you play off the bounce so much that if you can space the floor and you can find some skips because of the way they overplay, it makes them have to come a long way to close out on a shooter.
Malik Curry, the left-hand jumper, no good. Offensive rebound, and the putback doesn't go, but the second effort from Jalen Bridges does.
West Virginia's defense will make you pound the rock. You draw 2, you skip. It's a good penetration and kick. Woods with his second triple of the game.
That was shot by our director of photography, Chris Farrow, atop the Bennett Hotel, right in downtown Charleston.
You ever been to the rooftop at the Bennett
Hotel? I have
Hotel?
not been there, but now I must.
I'm telling you, you need to go up there. It's gorgeous.
It's on the list. There's Mike Schrage, 3rd season as Elon's head coach. And man, as he had an illustrious career as an assistant coach, stops along the way at Duke, at Indiana, at Stanford, at Butler, and at Ohio State. He's learned at the knee of some of the all-time greats.
He's a teacher, and he is a great learner. And he's a tremendous listener, and with the guys that he's been under and worked with, you know he's got a lot to share. That's why, look how prepared his team is to go against this overplaying defense.
Names like Knight and Krzyzewski, and the list goes on and on. And the Phoenix only down 5, coming up on the 11-minute mark of the first half. Gillens Butler misses that short-range jumper. Here's Malik Curry.
They're going to get the floor mopped up. There's a big streak over here from Gillens Butler falling, and good job by the officiating to protect the players.
That's Paulie Polycat wiping off the bottom of those sneakers. He's the one who slipped and took a header right in front of his teammate Malik Curry. Those are 2 of the super seniors that Bob Huggins has on his roster. After last year dealing with the COVID pandemic, the NCAA granted an extra year of eligibility, and Bob Huggins, in some ways forced, but still took advantage of that situation. He has 7 seniors on his roster.
7 seniors, and 5 of them are 5th year.
Yeah. Polycat coming over from DePaul. Curry, as we mentioned, coming over from ODU.
Running a little version of the flex.
What is that?
It's a baseline screen and a cut, and then it's a pin down screen and a pop.
Taz Sherman will go to the line and shoot 2. He already has 8 points on the night. And here's a look at what the roster looks like for Bob Huggins in his 40th season as a head coach. 5 freshmen, 3 sophomores, no juniors, but he's got 7 seniors. You talk about wanting to get old and stay old. if age equals success, it will be a successful season in Morgantown.
Well, the thing is, when you got mature guys that understand when you come to West Virginia, you're going to play some D. And you're going to run the floor hard, and you're going to rebound. And he really likes his freshman class. I think he spent as much time talking to us about the young guys that he has as he did the guys that he got through the transfer portal.
And the 2-0 record certainly looks nice, but getting out rebounded 48-33 by Oakland and 36-20 by Pitt, that's just not going to fly for Hugs. There's a wide open three from Zach Irvin, off the mark. He had a career high 29 in their last win. That came against Bluefield.
No offensive rebounds for Elon in the game.
Bridges in the corner. Now Sherman calls his own number. No good. Good rebound by Graham.
Michael Graham is holding his own in there.
Graham averaging 12 points and 10 rebounds in the first 3 games of the season for Elon. Another lefty three, that one off the mark, but it went off of Jalen Bridges, who saves it, but it goes to Irvin.
It doesn't just turn you over, this defense. It forces you to speed up as well. Look at the hustle right here by West Virginia. Zach Irvin's got to take that one up.
I was thinking the same thing.
He could go right over the left shoulder down there on the block.
Now Woods applying some token pressure to Curry at the point. Here's Isaiah Cottrell. And he turns it over right into the hands of Woods. And the foul's going to be called on Curry. I think Isaiah Cottrell is the X factor for this West Virginia team. Bob Huggins has really high hopes for him. Last year, tore his Achilles 10 games in, missed the whole rest of the season. But he's a big who could step out, stretch a defense, and knock down a three once or twice.
Well, he's 6'10", he's long and active. He can make plays on both sides of the ball for West Virginia.
Here's Irvin for three. He's in the scoring column.
And this Elon team has 5 players that average in double figures. They have 4 players on their roster that have made more threes than twos to this point in the season.
And they are now 5 for 7 from beyond the arc. That's what's keeping them in this game, trailing by only 5 to West Virginia. Favored by 2 touchdowns coming into this contest. And that's the 3rd foul on Hunter McIntosh. And that's about as bad a news as you could get if you're Elon.
Yeah.
Top returning scorer, averaged almost 16 a game for Mike Schrage last year, averaging a shade under 13 this season. And now he's gonna either have to play carefully with 3 fouls or take a seat on the bench. And right now it looks like Mike Schrage's gonna roll the dice and keep his star on the floor. Sherman 4 for 4 from the free throw line so far tonight. Five for 5, and he's got one more coming. And now McIntosh does go to the bench, and Burford checks in his place. Thirteen first half points already for Taz Sherman. They're a perfect 9 for 9 from the free throw line so far. Full court pressure, handled by Watson. But the errant pass cross court is picked off by the freshman Kobe Johnson. Here's Johnson for 3. Off the mark, Graham the rebound.
Yeah, they had a chance earlier in the possession to get the ball inside to Cottrell.
And Graham forced to call a timeout as he's trapped under the basket by Bridges and Cottrell. Take a quick timeout, step aside for a word from our sponsors. West Virginia up 8. One of the coolest dudes I've met in Charleston. All I hope is that he does not want to be an ESPN play-by-play announcer, because he's going to take my job. And I need this job, Alec. Great job out of him. We'll be hearing more from Alec this entire weekend. Our Shriners Children's ambassador. Irvin off the mark. Curry with the rebound.
Alec is a sophomore at Northwestern in their journalism school. So yes, he is hunting your job. Not mine for once.
And that's an offensive foul called on West Virginia, and that gets the Elon bench up and cheering.
Curry over-penetrates and over-dribbles sometimes, and he'll have to figure out how he can make it work inside Bob Huggins' system. But right here you see him push off. No question that's a foul. But he was dribbling into 3 Elon jerseys.
Now Torrance Watson controlling the point with Hunter McIntosh on the bench, a senior transfer from Missouri. Pull-up goes nowhere. McNeil wrestles away the rebound, and instead of a foul call, they call a jump ball. It's going to be possession arrow to West Virginia.
Well, this is a tough call right here. Depends on what angle you have.
Sherman.
See, they clear it out for him, and he elects to shoot the 3. The whole side of the floor was open for him to drive.
That ball tipped and taken away. Sherman up ahead. They've got numbers. And a finish by the true freshman, Kobe Johnson, with his first bucket. Largest lead of the game for the Mountaineers. It's 10, and it's picked off by Johnson. Osaboyan with the left hand. Timeout on the floor. West Virginia's extended their lead to a dozen.
The D, the tips, the deflections, and the run out, and the finish at the rim.
Well, Deb, it might not be press Virginia, it might never again be press Virginia, but that West Virginia defense continues to turn over Elon.
They are disruptive, and they make it hard on you to run your offense. They take away the first, the second, and the third option deep into the shot clock, and then they can convert so quickly. West Virginia on an 11-2 run. Osaboyan.
They celebrate defense like most teams celebrate offense, and that is a trademark of a Bob Huggins coached team. 25 turnovers against Oakland, 32 forced against Pittsburgh. They are #1 in the nation in turnover rate. Their opponents turn it over 41% of the time.
I mean, look at that trap. They're going to get a 10-second backcourt. That is what you call a committed, trapping, steal, score mentality.
And now it's sounding like WVU Coliseum in here inside the TD Arena.
You enter the ball that close to the baseline, you got all kinds of issues. That was going to be a shot clock violation anyway. I think it was a shot clock violation before it went out of bounds.
There's a lot of old gold and blue in the stands tonight. Bob Huggins on the brink of tying Roy Williams with 903 victories, 4th all-time. That's if he gets the dub tonight. McNeil, got it.
You want Sean McNeil, anytime he can see the rim, looking to shoot that basketball outside the arc.
Elon with more turnovers, 9, than made field goals tonight so far, 8. Irvin. Good effort by Sam Sherry, but nothing to show for it. Here's McNeil again. This time he goes inside. DC, Damon Kerrigan will go to the line and shoot a pair.
West Virginia is bigger and stronger at every position, all 5 on the floor, and they just have the ability to overpower other opponents. And that's what they've done so far right here in this run.
Damon Kerrigan, a super senior out of Boston, went to Cambridge and Latin, same high school in Boston as Patrick Ewing. Only 4 players in that high school have their numbers retired. Pat is one of them, Ramil Robinson another one, and Damon Kerrigan had his number retired.
Very cool.
There. Took a rather circuitous route to get to Morgantown. 2 JUCOs and a stop at FIU last year. And now he's playing for Bob Huggins. More pressure from the Mountaineers.
Draw 2, skip it.
And it's a pair of freshmen in the backcourt, true freshmen. Number 2, Kobe Johnson. Number 45, Seth Wilson, seeing his first action of the night. And a 3 by Hunter Woods. That's his 3rd 3-ball of the night.
Really nice, pulling up behind the screen and knocking down a 3.
The lead is 12 for the Mountaineers, under 6 minutes to go in the first half. McNeil, high arcing shot, and it drops. That's what you call a shooter's touch from Sean McNeil.
Given time and space, he's got the green light. Well, you can't dribble into the corner and pick it up.
Wilson with the deflection out of bounds.
You got to anticipate, and I'll tell you what, it is really challenging to simulate the kind of defensive effort that West Virginia brings. That's called clean living. Get those shots to fall.
And it may be surprising to some, but guys like Sean McNeil, who specialize in threes, say Coach Huggins actually gets on them when they don't shoot 3-pointers.
Well, especially him, because he's one of those players in college basketball that every time he lines it up, he gets his feet under his shoulders, you think it's going in. And he can work off of any screening action. Pin down, staggers.
Here's Gillens Butler, aggressive to the hole, and Gerald Gillens Butler will go to the line and shoot. Fittingly started his college career at Butler. Transferred over with Mike Schrage to Elon, finishing out his college career as 6'5", redshirt senior from Orlando. And he rattles home the first free throw for his first point of the night. Two for 2 for Gerald Gillens Butler. Kobe Johnson and Gillens Butler super aggressive on the defensive end, took out Paulie Pollicat.
If you don't throw that ball in there, that foul doesn't get called. That's an excellent job by Pollicat to stay active and work to shape up to the ball.
Pollicat short on the free throw, and another foul is called. Well, Saturday we'll have another giant game in the Big Ten. Number 7, Michigan State taking on number 4, Ohio State. from Columbus. First place in the Big Ten East on the line. Noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific start on ABC and the ESPN app right after College Game Day on ESPN. Debbie, you're not only my favorite college basketball analyst, you're my favorite college football analyst. Who do you have in Michigan State, Ohio State?
Oh, I got Ohio State. I got the Buckeyes at Ohio Stadium. Are you kidding me? I saw a game there earlier this year when they played Maryland. And they keep getting better. And they want to stay in that playoff hunt, right? It's a big game in Columbus. Bucket.
McNeil.
Bottom. I mean, pure textbook. It's every player's dream for your coach to tell you to shoot it every time you touch it.
Sean McNeil scored 11 points in his previous 2 games this season. He already has 10 in the first half tonight. This was a high degree of difficulty.
Yes, this was. Off the bounce. Wow. He averaged 30 points when he was a D2 JUCO All-American. He made 69 threes last year. I bet he's going to make 100 threes this year. It's going to be close. They're going to need him to make 100 threes.
Last game, he knocked down his 100th of his career.
He's going to get 100 this season.
Debbie Antonelli calling for him to double that total this season in Morgantown. Burford knocks down the first free throw. He's got another one coming. Good free throw shooting from both clubs tonight. And that's a good sign for Bob Huggins, whose team only makes 7.5 coming in their first 2 games, and a 52% shooting team from the free throw line so far. If they're going to compete in the Big 12, they're going to have to learn how to knock down free throws. Preseason number 5 in the Big 12 are the West Virginia Mountaineers. And Osaboyan turns it over to Burford. Wild shot at the other end, cleared by Osaboyan.
Yeah, see, Sherman was spotted up, and you got to make a better decision.
Yeah.
So you start talking about Big 12, that kind of play right there could cost you. Sherman has McNeil on the left wing, wide open, spotted up behind the arc. I like point guards and guards that handle the ball, that understand what I call the 3 W's. Who to get the ball to, when and where. McNeil's got the hot hand.
Now under 4 minutes to go in the first half. West Virginia's led throughout. Elon hanging around. And we have our final media timeout of the first half with 3:50 to go. West Virginia up 13. ESPN's absence only makes the heart grow fonder, doesn't it? I love both of you guys.
Guys, I know he didn't really mean it. It's okay.
Oh, God. We'll see those guys at halftime. Somehow Zubin's going to keep them both under control. Look at who's in the audience cheering for West Virginia. That's the Clemson University president. What's the story here, Debbie?
Yeah, Jim Clements and his wife, Beth. Jim's the former president at West Virginia. He was at West Virginia from 2009 to 2013, right before he took the Clemson job. And I know he's big buddies with Coach Huggins, and is pulling for his buddy over there in the crowd. But he'll be back over on the Tigers side later.
I'm sure. Clemson and Brad Brownell with a big win earlier this evening here in TD Arena against Temple to advance to the semifinals.
Yeah, Clemson is very lucky to have the kind of leadership at the top that they have in Jim Clements and his wife Beth.
And I will say this, just because Sean called me out on calling you my favorite college basketball analyst, as far as hip-hop goes, Farnham and Spatola, they're tops. Okay?
They got me on that one.
In the hip-hop category, it's Spatola and Farnham all day long. Adrian Johnson back on the floor in foul trouble, misses the freebie. Had a good look at the basket on that layup attempt. Irvin keeps it alive, and Gillen's Butler has the 2.
Really good hustle play. And look at Elon getting this thing to single digits again. I mean, if they can get to the break and make this a 3-possession game, they would have some momentum going into the locker room.
Some floor issues, and Ron Groover trying to get it under control again, calls officials time to get that floor mopped up for the second time tonight.
It was a Chamber of Commerce day here in Charleston. The fans here in this event have got to be loving the downtown atmosphere in Charleston. There's nothing like it. Great cut.
And Bridges, that's back-to-back layups missed by the Mountaineers. Catch and release, no good. Watson gets his own miss. Muscles it up, no. Offensive rebound, and a foul's gonna be called.
Another extra effort play by Elon. Look at the fight in the Phoenix.
And you will not see a more composed college basketball coach than Mike Schrage. But his team on the floor, they are fighting tooth and nail with the Mountaineers. Well, West Virginia at this moment, Debbie, is leading the rebound contest 15-14, but it's that close, and that's a problem.
Well, players like Watson understand how important it is to be on the glass against a team like West Virginia. I mean, Torrance Watson at Missouri only averaged 7 minutes a game. He only scored a total of 40 points last season. He's having a major impact on Elon's season so far early on in just the 4th game.
That one almost taken away by Gillen's Butler. Here's McNeil. He's got a couple of triples already this half. Pulls up, knocks it down.
Sean McNeil, you go ahead and shoot till your arm falls off. Wow. He's not just a catch and shoot. I told you he had more to his game than just catch and shoot fire from behind the arc.
That one was close, but they call it a 2-pointer for Sean McNeil. He has a dozen. Burford can't get that one to go from close range. And again, a bad decision by the West Virginia backcourt. This time freshman Kobe Johnson nearly turns it over. Dribbling right into the Elon defense, Deb.
Yeah, picks up a foul, so he's going to the free throw line. And keep in mind, remember that Elon is doing this as Schrage has a conversation with Burford without Hunter McIntosh on the floor. With those 3 fouls, he has been limited in his minutes. He only has 1 basket from beyond the arc, and that was the first basket of the game.
So here's Kobe Johnson, a 6'3" true freshman from Canton, Ohio, went to Canton McKinley High School, was the Ohio D1 Player of the Year. And if you know Bob Huggins, you know he recruits that area better than anybody. So if you're going to win a Player of the Year in Ohio high school basketball, Bob Huggins is going to be knocking on your door.
Well, that's because he spent a good portion of his career in that state at Walsh College, Akron, and Cincinnati.
After the missed free throws, the foul was called on DeMont Kerrigan, and that sends Hunter Woods to the line. Well, Elon hasn't had much success as a basketball program, but they're on the come with Mike Schrage at the helm. Last year, they made it into the Colonial Tournament and won 3 games as a number 8 seed to reach the championship game. They lost a tough one to Drexel in that championship game, but looking for their first NCAA tournament appearance, and Mike Schrage has things pointed in the right direction.
I think he's terrific. I think he's done an excellent job in building, and he understands that it takes some time to put things together.
The Phoenix defense swallows up Kedrian Johnson. And a left-handed layup is good by Torrance Watson.
You keep the ball in the middle third. You look to attack quickly off the bounce.
An 11-2 Phoenix run has brought them to within 5 with under a minute and a half to go in the first half.
And Torrance Watson has been terrific in this run.
Deep three, McNeil, short. A chance to make it a one-possession ball game. Counting down to 1 minute to go in the first half.
Keep the ball off the sideline, out of the corners, keep it in the middle third.
Watson wants it. Gillens Butler for three. Short, and no one there to rebound. Here comes West Virginia. Johnson. Quick shot. And Huggs is none too pleased.
Well, now you give a 2-for-1 opportunity right here for Elon. You can score quickly. That little pass through or that rub screen.
Gillens Butler had his pocket picked by Kedrian Johnson, the nation's steal leader. Cottrell can't finish but gets fouled. There was some congestion in the middle of the floor for West Virginia there.
You know, Cottrell, you can't blame the kid coming off the Achilles to be a little tentative about contact. Another steal and another chance to score 2 at the rim. Cottrell just got knocked off balance a little bit, and you can see he's just a little hesitant.
Yeah, and it looked like Jalen Bridges thought he was going to be the recipient of that pass from Kedrian Johnson. Isaiah Cottrell will instead be the player at the line. 7 for 8 on the season. Make that 3 for 4 on the season for Isaiah Cottrell. Knocks down his first one of the night. And calmly hits them both.
I mean, look at that soft touch.
Yeah. For a 6'10 redshirt freshman. Shot clock is off, 25 ticks to go in the first half. West Virginia has led throughout, but not without a fight from the Elon Phoenix. Nearly picked off. 7 seconds to go. Watson struggling to find airspace. And Elon can't get a shot off. The West Virginia defense bares its teeth as the first half comes to a close, and the Mountaineers lead it by 7 as we go to break, 44-37, and now some tempers flaring at midcourt as the teams go to the locker rooms. You don't think they want to win this ball game? Here's what Gerald Gillens Butler and Gabe Osaboyan have to say about that. Some jawing on the way to the locker room inside TD Arena as we go to break. It's time to go back to the studio. Cooler heads prevail. Zubin Mehenti and the crew with the E-Trade halftime report. ESPN's Feast Week presented by Lowe's. This is the Shriners Children's Charleston Classic. We're on the campus of College of Charleston inside the TD Arena, where West Virginia looks to punch their ticket to the semifinals. They lead Elon 44-37 at the start of the second half. And with that, we welcome you back inside alongside Debbie Antonelli. I'm Rich Hollenberg. Not a lot to argue about if you're Bob Huggins in West Virginia. 50, 40, and 80. 50% from the field, 40% from the three-point line, and 80% from the free throw stripe. How is Elon so close in this game?
Well, I think Elon has been aggressive off the bounce, and when you're playing against an overplaying team, they take away your first option. They make it very difficult for you to run any offense, so you have to be able to score off the bounce. And this is why West Virginia has been able to build their lead, though, Rich. It's been their defense that's allowed them to get some easy buckets. That's part of the reason why they're shooting such a high percentage. And Osaboyan, of course, he's a terror on the floor when he is rebounding and running. And on the other side, this is what you have to do. Keep the ball in the middle third, attack the lane lines, look for straight line drives, don't over dribble. Without a shot blocker at the rim, you can get inside the paint, and Elon can control the tempo of this game by getting to the free throw line.
And things got a little chippy as both teams left the court to head into their respective locker rooms at halftime. Malik Curry for West Virginia was called for a technical foul. Gerald Gillen's Butler for Elon was called for a same technical foul, unsportsmanlike. So both teams will be charged with a team foul to start the second half. They're offsetting, so no free throws will be shot. And we start the final 20 minutes with West Virginia up 44-37. And as we pointed at the top of the second half, Deb, offensively the numbers look pretty good for the Mountaineers. Bob Huggins 20 minutes away from notching career win number 903, which would tie him for 4th all-time, with Roy Williams on the all-time wins list. No look pass, that's not what you want to do. Kedrian Johnson, the nation's steals leader, has his second field goal of the game. He has 7 on the night.
Yeah, I think Kedrian Johnson doesn't play like a freshman. He's a senior. He is aggressive off the bounce. He is strong with the ball in his hands. I think he makes really good decisions, and you see his maturity.
Good jump stop by Watson, but he still got blocked by Cottrell. Hunter McIntosh, 0 in maroon, the leading scorer for Elon this season, but he was on the bench much of the first half with 3 fouls.
The length, the attack, the aggressiveness, so hard to simulate if you're Elon playing against this pressure. You got a ball fake, you got a backdoor, you got to make plays off the bounce in the middle third.
Here's McIntosh, guarded by Bridges. In and out. And here comes Taz Sherman.
Numbers.
Bridges, top of the key, no good.
See, with McNeil wide open, that's the option outside the arc when you have numbers.
Sherman spins and hits. 15 for Taz Sherman, averaging 17.5 in his first 2 games this year. Here's Zach Irvin. Got the bounce pass to Graham, but he was met at the rim by Bridges. Sherman again with a questionable decision. And McIntosh forced the 3, no good.
Well, McIntosh with that foul trouble played 2 minutes and 34 seconds in the first half. He should be fresh and ready to go.
10 on the shot clock. West Virginia's offense deliberate to start the second half. Here's McIntosh working on Kedrian Johnson, gets it to go.
That was really good D, just better elevation by McIntosh over the top.
McIntosh got his first point since the 18-minute mark of the first half, Debbie.
Yeah, he made the first basket of the game for Elon.
And yet, the Phoenix still within 9. With 8 to shoot, Cottrell does and knocks it down. A 2-pointer for Isaiah Cottrell.
You got a 6'10" guy who can play off a pin down, can catch and shoot at the top of the floor.
That's the promise and the prospect
of
Isaiah Cottrell. Nice pull-up by Darius Burford. He's got 10. Sherman, jump stop, got it.
Yeah, I like that set. He comes off the stagger and he reads the D. He curls to get into the lane. Beautiful.
Coming up on our first media timeout of the second half. Elon trying to hang around. Michael Graham, nothing but air on that jumper.
So you bring a ball screen, you know West Virginia's going to trap. It's a short roll by Graham. I might put somebody else in that position that can make that shot.
Great feed from Kedrian Johnson to Isaiah Cottrell, who's got 2 field goals in the second half. And a timeout called by Mike Schrage, urging his Phoenix to hang in this one. They're down a baker's dozen, 15:27 to go. Rose Perry, part of the ESPN event staff, grabbing some popcorn. That's probably the only free time she's had. She has worked tirelessly, as has everyone here on the ESPN event staff, putting on a great show at the Shriners Children's Charleston Classic. And speaking of working hard, Mike Schrage has worked hard his entire career to get to this point where he's a head coach at a D1 basketball program. He started as director of basketball ops at GA for Rod Barnes back at the end of the century, then moved on to some time with Bobby Knight, director of basketball ops with Mike Krzyzewski. He moved to Stanford to work with Johnny Dawkins, and then was with Chris Holtman, not only at Butler, but also at Ohio State, all before getting his first shot as a head coach at Elon.
That's a who's who of college basketball coaches. Look at the speed up the floor.
Kedrian Johnson has 9. A track meet of Mountaineers. And a 6-0 West Virginia run. And Hunter McIntosh is one tough dude, but you're not going to win a jump ball with Damon Kerrigan or Gabe Osaboyan in a situation like that.
You ready, Taz?
Yep.
Selfies.
Swish.
Tattoos.
Swish.
NBA 2K.
Swish.
Score 30 points but lose.
Brick.
John Denver music.
Swish. Country roads.
We might be hearing that song at the end of the night tonight here in Charleston. A lot of Morgantown faithful on hand to take in West Virginia and Elon. West Virginia up 15. Rich Hollenberg, Debbie Antonelli from TD Arena in downtown Charleston. The 4th and final semifinal decided in this game between the Mountaineers and the Phoenix. 5 minutes gone by in the second half.
Those interior screens that West Virginia has gone to here in the second half are really challenging for Elon to defend.
Hunter Woods, nice pass to Hunter McIntosh. That's a Hunter to Hunter connection.
Nice pivot inside by McIntosh. Osaboyan going to lay a screen on you. You're going to feel it tomorrow. That's a double ice bath post game.
Here's McNeil. Pulls up. Off to the right. And it'll be Elon basketball. 14:21 to go. How are you feeling right now if you're Bob Huggins?
I think you're feeling pretty good. I think you know your defense is going to be there. The effort's certainly there. You wonder about some of the decisions that your team has made.
Irvin, catch and shoot.
Like
kind of an awkward rotation on his jumper, but it looked pure.
Like that would upset me if I was Bob Huggins, knowing the way he likes his team to defend in transition. That's a great drive to the paint, kick back out to a trail three-point shooter.
Zach Irvin can fill it up from beyond the arc. Came into this game 12 for 25 from distance.
Hey, remember, 4 players on this Elon team have made more threes than twos this season.
Osaboyan, not known for his offensive prowess. Kerrigan tried for the offensive rebound, and it's Elon basketball.
This is outstanding work right here by Elon. You get a piece of the paint, you drive, you suck in 4 white jerseys. And Zach Irvin knocks down the trail 3. It's the way you practice it every day.
Chance to cut this deficit to single digits if the fighting Phoenix could get a bucket against this vaunted West Virginia D. McIntosh, too strong.
You know, I remember when Elon was the Fighting Christians, since you said the Fighting Phoenix. They changed that mascot name.
Well, they've been known for their defense. They were the #1 scoring defense in the Colonial last year. But this year they got 3 of their top 4 scorers back, and they're looking to make some waves.
They're picked to finish 6th in the Colonial. Delaware is picked in the preseason to win. And of course, they're playing on the College of Charleston home court here, so they'll be back during the season.
College of Charleston gave UNC a fight before this tournament started on this floor.
I'll tell you what, Pat Kelsey at the College of Charleston, the head coach in his first year, is going to do a great job here. It was incredible in here on Tuesday night when North Carolina showed up.
What an atmosphere.
He's got a bunch of guards that can play off the bounce. They can shoot the 3. They're going to do just fine in the Colonial this year.
Catch and shoot. Just a little short for Watson. Bodies flying everywhere for both teams. Sherman thought about the 3. Instead, he'll have a chance to get one the hard way.
You get into the paint off the bounce and you go rim, body, ball. That way you can draw the foul, you're under control, you keep the ball away from a shot blocker. Watch right here. Cross it over, it's rim, body, ball, high off the glass.
And that free throw rolls off for Taz Sherman. Just the 2nd free throw he's missed all season. McIntosh working on McNeil. Got it.
Hands down. And then you got to run by Bob Huggins to get an earful.
McNeil. He's worked on expanding that part of his game, shooting off the dribble instead of just off the catch. That time it didn't go down.
Good ball fake.
Good bounce pass too, but it's off the hands of Hunter Woods and out of bounds. We have a timeout on the floor. West Virginia 58, Elon 49.
Hunter McIntosh, 2.5 minutes in the first half. He is ready to go here in the second. It is a single-digit 3-possession game here in the second.
Charleston Classic, where Mike Schrage is looking to make some headlines if he could lead his Elon Phoenix to a huge upset win over the West Virginia Mountaineers of the Big 12.
So if you're Coach Schrage, you're talking to your team about 3 consecutive stops, 3 scores, and then you can manage the game to the end.
West Virginia's only outscored the Phoenix by 2 in the second half. Look out! A missed defensive assignment, and it was open season on the rim for Taz Sherman, who has 21.
Wow. You might have to get the level back out on that rim, Rich. We saw the guys working on the rim earlier. Pull the ladder out, take out the level.
Watson takes it strong to the hole, gets himself a couple of free throws.
Thing's still shaking.
Whew. I think sometimes the kids say ankles when that happens. Hunter Woods slipped on the closeout. Taz Sherman took advantage. Sherman's career best is 26, and he did it against the national champs last year, the Baylor Bears. He's got 21 so far tonight.
slow the game down, get to the free throw line. Allows Elon to pick up in some full court pressure. We saw them after free throws do that. This time they back off.
Now the true freshman, Kobe Johnson, number 2 in gold, running the show for Hugs. The rest of the 5 for the Mountaineers, all veterans. Sherman, McNeil, Bridges, and Cottrell.
That's another good take by Sherman off the bounce.
And that's the 4th foul on Hunter McIntosh. And immediately, Mike Schrage forced to go to his bench. It looks like Chris Wooten's going to check in off this next free throw.
I think Taz Sherman reads the floor well. You know, I think he reads screens, he understands defense, he understands schemes, and how to score against him.
And we have not seen the best from Hunter McIntosh. Folks, stay tuned. Tomorrow we'll get another chance. If things hold in this game, it looks like Elon will be playing Ole Miss. You might get a chance to see one of the better mid-major players in Hunter McIntosh.
Are you calling it with 10 minutes and 50 seconds? I'm not calling it yet.
There was an if. Hypotheticals we're dealing with. An 11-point lead for West Virginia coming up on the halfway point of this second half. Three ball short, corralled by Cottrell.
So this is where Cottrell could run harder, a sprint and get inside. Look at the position he has inside. He's got to hold that position. But they also have to be ready to deliver him the basketball.
10 on the shot clock. Sherman, offensive rebound and the putback on the weak side by Jalen Bridges. Pull-up 3 is good for Watson.
That's too easy. That's the easiest bucket I think they've had all night.
McNeil takes it strong. 14 for Sean McNeil. The lead is back to a dozen. Now you're starting to see some frustration etched on the faces of the Phoenix.
No one matches up in transition. Watson wide open.
And now the trouble isn't necessarily the score, it's the time. 9.5 to go. Darius Burford, 4 fouls. Hunter McIntosh, 4 fouls. Taz, again, with the left hand. 25 for Taz Sherman, 1 off his career high.
Play breaks down. Unscripted points.
Catch and shoot. Watson, not this time. West Virginia shooting 54% from the field. And a foul called away from the ball this time with 15 on the shot clock. And now McIntosh with 4 fouls checks back in.
I think you have to have him back on the floor, and you got to trust him. Let's see if West Virginia will post him up or take him off the bounce on a clear out. Try to pick up that 5th.
4 fouls on McIntosh, 0 in maroon. 4 fouls on Darius Burford, number 12. Here's Cottrell showing that range.
That's his game. He wants to pop. He wants to leak out to the perimeter.
And now the largest lead of the game for West Virginia. It's 17. Blocked by Bridges. Here's McIntosh for three. Third three of the night for Hunter McIntosh, the junior from Snellville, Georgia. Oh, Taz.
Taz, go to work.
A new career high for number 12 in gold, Taz Sherman, 27 for the senior. And Zach Irvin answers. He has 10.
Zach Irvin from Gate City, Virginia. Heard of Mac McClung? He used to call it the Zach and Mac, or the Mac and Zach show. Went to high school together.
Mac McClung now in the G League, playing in the Lakers organization. The South Bay Laker. You know who their coach is? Miles Simon.
Sweet. Did not know that.
McNeil.
Wow.
That's almost a logo three from Sean McNeil. 30-footer in your face. Well, we talked about 7 seniors on Bob Huggins' roster. 2 of them showing up big time in the last couple of possessions.
Look at Sherman go to work. Off the bounce, and then McNeil with range. Separation.
Alec, we could not agree more. Alongside Debbie Antonelli, I'm Rich Hollenberg. Dickie V's probably watching because that's what he does. He's watching college basketball. But the good news, Deb, he'll be back calling college basketball soon.
Isn't that great? Next Tuesday, Gonzaga and UCLA, number 1 and number 2 in the Good Sam Empire Classic. Dickie V's going to be in Vegas with our buddy Dave O'Brien, and they're going to be calling that game, and everybody ought to tune in. And Dick's been getting a lot of well wishes, and we send ours to him as well.
Love it. Dollar General game tracker now. Let's take a look at what's gone on in case you missed anything here tonight in this quarterfinal. Turnover story. Elon, 15 turnovers. That's 5 more than their season average, and West Virginia's cashed in 24 points off those turnovers.
That's their game, right?
There's another deflection out of bounds. It'll stay Elon basketball.
I think when you penetrate that deep, void of a shot blocker on the floor, you got to look to take it up and try to score or draw a foul.
Yeah, you're looking for trouble otherwise, especially with this West Virginia dude. Now Gabe Bosa-Boyan checking in for Jalen Bridges. Bridges looks like he's grabbing his hand. He's going to have to get checked out by that training staff. A 16-point West Virginia lead coming up on 6 minutes to go in this quarterfinal contest. The winner here goes on to face the Marquette Golden Eagles in the Friday semifinal. Nice look up ahead. And a foul on West Virginia will send Torrance Watson to the free throw line. Jalen Bridges had tape on that hand and wrist area. Now it looks like it's a couple of the other digits that are bothering him.
No shooter wants any tape on their hands.
Yeah. Watson in double digits now with 10.
I tell you what, you got to love the fight in Elon and how they've been able to just hang in here. Just when you think that West Virginia can separate, they're able to make a play like this one over the top in transition. They rebound and they run. Now here comes their full court pressure.
They are undersized and undermanned. Chuck Hanna, one of their team captains, missing the first couple of games. Hunter McIntosh in foul trouble all night tonight.
There's a great steal off their full court pressure, and Watson just can't convert, and then he fouls. At least it allows Elon to set up their pressure once again.
Well, in a David versus Goliath scenario like this, the margin of error is so razor thin for the Davids. of the world. And that's what Elon came in. They knew they had to play near perfect basketball.
You're already smaller at every position. You can't play over the top. You got to play underneath, and you got to take care of the ball, because that can happen.
Unselfish by Sean McNeil. Could have easily pulled up for another triple. Instead, delivers the on-time, on-target pass to Gabe Osaboyan.
Nice little rub screen. Good take. I'm telling you, that's been the best aggressive set out of Mike Strage's team at Elon, is a quick strike attack, a quick hitter out of the middle third. A rub, a pass through, something to get down the lane line.
Five on the shot clock. Kedrian Johnson calls his own number, comes up short. Offensive rebound, Polycap, and he'll go to the line. Well, we've got another star-studded NBA Friday doubleheader on ESPN in the app. Russell Westbrook and the Lakers playing the second game of their 5-game roadie against Jason Tatum and the Celtics. That game tips at 7:30 Eastern. Then Luka and the Mavs square off against Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and the Suns for the second time in 3 days. Our coverage starts with NBA Countdown at 7 Eastern. I know the Golden State Warriors look like the best team in basketball right now, Deb, but don't sleep on the Suns. All of a sudden, they might be the hottest team not named the Warriors.
Appointment TV, Steph Curry. Are you kidding me? Wow.
Nine
awesome.
threes a game. Seems like every night. He's putting in 9 threes a game. Unbelievable. Now some full court pressure by the Mountaineers. Up 16 with under 5 to go.
Really good job, good decision. Keep your dribble alive, keep it in the middle third. If you bring it to the corner of the sideline, you know the trap's coming.
And you know what I like? It's little things, but it's important to someone like me who watches this game. All 4 of the other Elon teammates ran over to help their teammate up off the floor. That shows a connectedness this early in the season. I like that.
You want to be hard to guard and easy to play with. That's got to be one of those old Dean Smith things.
I was going to attribute it to you. I was going to say that's going to go on your Hall of Fame plaque.
No, that's a Dean Smith. Pointing after a basket, that's Dean Smith. Standing up on the bench when there's a substitute, that's Dean Smith.
Now with 4:40 to go, Bob Huggins on the precipice of tying a Dean Smith protege on the all-time wins list. That would be the recently retired Roy Williams. A win tonight, and it will be career win number 903 for the man affectionately known as Huggy Bear.
Not many possessions Coach Huggins goes without McNeil on the floor.
Cottrell, too strong. That one's blocked by Polycap. And that gets a rise out of the Mountaineer faithful. Tipped away, here's Watson.
Look at the speed. Wow, way to turn a corner.
Well, Bob Huggins has a new hip. He's got a bum shoulder. 68 years young, but he still loves it. The future Hall of Famer coming back. ESPN's in his DNA. His dad, Charles, was a legendary coach in the Ohio, West Virginia area. And now 40 years into his future Hall of Fame career, Bob Knight is going to take a sidestep on this all-time list and insert in between Roy Williams and Bob Knight, Mr. Bob Huggins. Roy Williams has 9:03, and in 3 minutes and 33 seconds, if all holds, Bob Huggins will have 9:03 as well.
Congratulations to Jim Calhoun announcing his retirement today from the game.
That's right, immediately effective. His D3 school, St. Joe's, is ranked 9th in the nation in Division III basketball, but he said he wanted to focus on his health, spend time with his family. 917 career wins.
Yeah, that's 3 NCAA titles, 79 years of age,
Yeah.
26 years at UConn.
Now, the reason he's not on that list with 917 is because some of those came at the D3 level. He had 873 Division I victories, did Jim Calhoun. He's a Hall of Famer. Everyone you saw on that list, Hall of Famers. It is a matter of time before Robert Huggins joins them in the Hall of Fame.
What a party in Springfield that's going to be.
Well, that foul is going to go on Darius Burford. A game effort by Burford with 12 points tonight. Showed a lot of grit, a lot of heart, a lot of hustle. But he fouls out with 3.5 minutes to go.
In the Charleston paper today, great story about Coach Huggins and his friendship with Andy Kennedy, the head coach at UAB, and Frank Martin, the head coach at South Carolina, how they were all together at Cincinnati, and what happened when they all departed and where their careers have gone.
Right.
That's a brotherhood.
To know Hugs is to love him. And he coaches his team hard, but he loves them even more than that. Won't find many programs the ilk of a West Virginia where before every game, every starter goes over and hugs their head coach.
It's unique.
That's real.
Zach Irvin doing a good job putting it on the deck.
It all started at tiny Walsh College back in 1980, where he collected his first 71 wins, then moved on to Akron, closing in on 100 wins there before he got what could have been at that time considered his dream job with the Cincinnati Bearcats. Took them to a Final Four, 399 wins before he left there. And then after one season at Kansas State, he returned home to Morgantown, a 1977 graduate of West Virginia University, and now he's back and coaching the team that he grew up loving. They're the Hugs that we were talking about before. You get them before the game, and then you get them after the game.
The love. Share the love.
And nearly every, certainly every home game, but nearly every road game, his wife June is behind the bench. His daughters are behind the bench as well, Jenna and Jackie.
You can't have the success that he's had without building the relationships that he's been able to build. And he does it very well with his players. Boy, that was a big 3 opportunity for Elon.
You got a pick for player of the game, Deb?
Yep, this guy right here, Sherman.
Almost dropped that dime on cue. But despite missing that one at close range, we'll still say our player of the game, brought to you by Shriners Children's, is number 12 in old gold. That's Taz Sherman, the 6'4" senior out of Missouri City, Texas, with a career high 27 points on the night to lead the Mountaineers. Also delivered 5 assists, 9 for 17 shooting, and near perfect from the free throw line. Ended up 8 for 9 from the stripe.
I thought he made good decisions. I thought he understood when to attack. He reads the floor well. He can go off the bounce. He's really exciting in transition.
And we know he can shoot it. We know Sean McNeil can shoot it. We've seen Jalen Bridges with the ability to shoot it, even Isaiah Cottrell. If all those guys live up to that kind of potential that Bob Huggins thinks they have, this is a team preseason 5th in the Big 12 that could make life miserable for those other 4 teams that are predicted to finish above them. I'm talking about Kansas and Texas and Baylor and even Texas Tech.
No question. Everyone knows how hard it is to go into West Virginia and win. And their defense travels. There's a lot of different ways you can use descriptors you can use to describe their defense. I like the steal score mentality. They switch to steal, they're up the line, they're getting tips and deflections, they're transitioning in the open floor. Their team speed is outstanding. And we're going to get Marquette, West Virginia.
Woo. There's going to be a lot of gold in this building tomorrow night, Deb. A couple of fervent fan bases who have traveled down to Charleston to cheer on their respective programs. I would not be surprised if it's a standing room only crowd for tomorrow's semifinals here in Charleston. Clemson and St. Bonaventure in the first semifinal.
Friday night on King Street in downtown Charleston.
Let's go. Malik Curry, a rare miss from the free throw line. That's been another strong suit for the Mountaineers, but now they're 18 for 25 from the stripe tonight. Now Hunter McIntosh done for the evening. We'll see him tomorrow in the consolation bracket against Ole Miss. And a steal and an easy 2 by Malik Curry. Seth Wilson picked Doherty clean, but the foul gets called on the freshman.
Doherty going to the free throw line. Well, Watson went behind his back the play before and lost it. Doherty goes behind his back and draws a foul. Ben Doherty, the 6'1" junior.
And now Bob Huggins will empty his bench. Get some seldom used players, some PT. Jamel King, number 4, one of them a true freshman. Jamel King is from Uniontown, Alabama. He went to Paul Bryant High School. Now, I don't know if he played football, but I would imagine that there is a lot of pressure to put on the pads if you're going to Paul Bryant High School outside of Tuscaloosa. Curry took it himself, and a couple of Elon players are down. Well, we'll typically have to ask Bob Huggins about tying Roy Williams, and we'll say, have you thought about it much? And he says, only when you guys bring it up. He's as self-deprecating as a guy could be with his type of credentials.
I think he's actually very soft-spoken. You have to lean in. I say the same things about Frank Martin, the head coach of South Carolina. You got to lean in to hear what he's saying.
That's right. Shoot that ball, young man. Everybody in the gym wants Ben Doherty to shoot it. Tipped away, out of bounds, 31 seconds to go in this one. Well, we'll put him in there. West Virginia, in about 31 seconds, will advance to the semifinals. So the brackets are set on both sides. It'll be West Virginia and Marquette, and it'll be St. Bonaventure, ranked 22nd in the country, who survived a tough Boise State team, taking on Clemson in the other semifinal.
Shot clock violation.
But Debbie, the great thing and the thing that coaches love about these type of tournaments, they call them MTEs, multi-team events, is you're guaranteed 3 games in 4 days. What does that do for a program?
It helps you prepare for postseason. It helps you figure out your rotations early on. It gives you a chance to go on the road with your team and get ready for conference play.
A warm handshake at center court between 2 good guys in college basketball. That's Mike Schrage on the left and the future Hall of Famer Bob Huggins on the right, who collects career win number 903, which ties him all time with Hall of Famer Roy Williams for 4th on the all-time coaching wins list in Division I college basketball. West Virginia wins it 87-68, the final score over Elon. And we update that tote board. Only Mike Krzyzewski, Jim Boeheim, and Jim Calhoun have more wins than Bob Huggins at this stage in his career. 40 years and still going strong. West Virginia will face the Marquette Golden Eagles in Friday's semifinal. Debbie and I will have the call for that one. And they're playing Country Roads Take Me Home inside TD Arena tonight, as is tradition for a West Virginia victory. And with that, we welcome in the future Hall of Famer, Bob Huggins, joining us after his team takes down Elon to advance to the semifinals. Bob, what do you think was the key to your team holding off a really tough Elon club?
I think we wore them down a little bit. We got a lot of guys, the COVID thing. We got 14 guys sitting over there. It's hard to try to get those guys in, but try to play those guys and not let them catch up too fast, you know.
Coach, when you look at your defensive effort, we know, that's the thing that you're concentrating on with your team. How do you grade their effort today?
I can't say it on the air. We're not very good. We don't guard the ball the way we've guarded the ball in the past. We don't make rotations the way we did in the past. We just don't take things away the way we did in the past.
Can you give us one line, if you could, about now going on tomorrow? You don't have a lot of time to rest and prepare, but Marquette is on the docket. What do you think about that game for tomorrow?
Well, the way we played tonight, we shouldn't be tired. We went through the motions in the first half. I think Shaka's done a terrific job. They play as a team. They change defenses on you. He's done a terrific job, as he always does.
Well, your team got the win tonight, and I know you won't talk about it, but I will say congratulations on career win number 903, tying Roy Williams for 4th all-time on the list, and a chance to add to that total later this weekend.
Well, I'm not going to quit until I beat Roy, because I had to beat Roy in something.
Not on the golf course, because you won't swing clubs anymore.
No, I don't swing clubs anymore, but I couldn't beat him in golf. He's the luckiest man alive. I mean, every time there's something, he always wins it. So he got to recruit Michael Jordan and a myriad of other NBA pros. Can I tell you real quick? I told Roy we did a deal at Michael's fantasy camp actually, and I said to Roy, because we were partners and he wasn't sure, because he didn't really know me, I didn't know him, and I said, don't worry about it. I mean, we'll get along great, because I can't recruit the guys that you get, and you don't want the ones I recruit. So we get along fine.
Oh, more pearls of wisdom from the future Hall of Famer, Bob Huggins. Bob, thank you very much for joining us.
Sir, guys.
The West Virginia Mountaineers advance to the Charleston Classic semifinals with an 87-68 win over the Elon Phoenix. So your semifinal brackets are set. Smiles all around for the moment for Bob Huggins, at least before he enters the locker room to face his team. What are your thoughts on the end of an eventful first day here in Charleston?
The fans, the crowds, the excitement, the energy, the intensity inside this building is only going to go up tomorrow.
I know it sounds cliche to say it, partner, but it feels like March, and it's only November. We want to thank you all for tuning in. Day one is in the books from Charleston. Our final score in the final game on this Thursday, West Virginia 87, Elon 68. For Debbie Antonelli and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Rich Hollenberg saying thanks for tuning in. So long for now from Charleston.